Hello and welcome back to the another video of Python 2020. As we all know, lists are the essential part of any programming languages, and in today's video we are going to discuss about lists using Python. So you can have a look on your screen about the topic that we are going to cover in this video, and I will just take few seconds to explain in detail. So first we will start with declaring a list with values and declaring a list without values, and then we will see how can we find out a index for a given list item or for a value. And then we will see the reverse operation, like how can we find a value by index. So on X index, what is the value of the item? And then we will see few of the important operations of list: add item, delete item, update item, and append new item in the list. And then we will see few of the mathematical operations: get minimum or the maximum item, count of all items in the list, average of all the items available in the list. And then most importantly, we will see how can we zip two lists together and then we can loop on those two lists parallelly. That is very useful and complex operation. And before we start, please hit the like button. A like button is a real appreciation for any YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel for more videos and share the video with your friends so that they can also connect with us. So here I have listed down all the operations that we are going to see in the code live. If you want to jump upon to some specific topic directly, in the next slide you will have the timing for each of this topic. So you can jump on that timing directly. Alright, so let's get started. So let's start today's agenda. You can see on my screen there are three different lines. So all these lines which are starting with hash, these are comments, these are not codes. This is just for your clarification. Okay. So when you declare a empty list, you just have to give the square bracket and Python compiler will understand it as empty list. To create the list with elements, you have to give the elements inside quotes. If those are string elements, if those are integer elements, you have to pass them without quotes. So this is how you declare a list. Now let's run and see. So you can see this. Here I am checking the type, what type of object it is. So I have passed my list and then I am checking what type of element it is. Here type. And then if I will check this one will also give the same output. Okay. So from line number 5 to line number 8, you can see how to get element by index and index by element. So index of element 2 is, here is the element 2 and then I have just new list. This is my new list variable, and then you just have to dot index and then you can pass your value to which you want to get the index. Now next is how to get item by index. So here you see the new list and then I have passed the index which item I need. Okay, so I will pause here for 2 seconds so that you can have a look on the code and then I will run this code from line number 5 to line number 8. So if I just go up, and this is how you print it. For mathematical operations, I have declared a new list with numerical elements. So you see the list is here and then I have this, and then I will just, you can have a look on the code right now. It is minimum function and then I have passed my list. It is maximum function and then I have passed my list variable from here. Now let me print this code and then we will pass the variable here. Let's run and see the output. So you see the minimum value is 8 and the maximum value is 305. So our result is correct. I hope this is clear to you. So to get the sum of the list, I can just use the sum function of the list, and then we can get the sum of all the elements. So if you see sum of list 730, you yourself can see the sum from here. It will definitely match. Now for mean and median, there are different ways to do it. One way is that we can use the statistics library and then we can get the result of our interest. So I will go and import statistics. Here is the required code. So from line number 19, you can see that I have used statistics dot mean, and then I am getting the average of list. And the list I have used same list, which is numerical list here. So this is the way one, and way two of getting the average is that we have done sum of the elements inside the list and then we have divided with the total number of element within the list. Len will return the count of elements inside the list, so that also we can use. And then for median we have a method in statistics which is median, and then it will return the median of the list. Okay, so let's try to print the output. This output also I will include. Of list. So the output of both the variable will remain same. I just wanted to show you that there are two different approach to get average. After that we have let's say sum. So I am printing all the variable values so that you can understand it properly, and then I can make some space here so that it will be separated from other code. So I will be adding slash n so that result is coming from new line. Okay, now let's run the code to see the output. So the average, let me minimize this one and take this one up. So you can see the result here. Average one is average of the list, average two is here. This is how we have taken it, and then median, and then the sum from here. So this is how you can perform mathematical operation on a list. So to illustrate about counts, I have created a different list with city names. You can see the code from line number 25. So these are two different things. Okay, and then let's print these both the things now. F formatting, and then total number of elements. Okay, let's run the code and see the output. So I'll just expand this completely so that you can see the result. So code is in front of you and output is this last line. You can pause the video here and look at the code. I have mentioned everything in detail. Even if you don't understand anything, you can mention in the comment. Here you can see I have created a list of country names, and then I have for loop here. So I will just run this and you can see the result on the list. So all the countries are printed one by one. Okay, so now let's do some more experiment on the list and see add some new code. So here what I am trying to show is that how to use continue and break. So now if you the continue means that if Japan, from Japan it should go back and turn to the next item. Okay, so it will not execute the code after the continue statement. Let's run and see the code now. So you see, first of all, you have to have a look on the code, what it is. So it is printing one by one all the country names. And if you see the after Brazil, Japan is not there because from Japan, the code has gone back to the line number 3 and then it has run again because if the country name is Japan, it should continue. Continue means go back from here. So this is how continue will work. So before we go ahead, I would like to explain one more thing about for loop, which is very important. How to enumerate on the index. So you can see the code. There is an update in the code. I have used break statement here. So if you are not good at for loop, I have done a dedicated video on for loop. You can check the link in description and then you can watch that video. You will understand it very well with multiple conditions. So what I have done here is like I have started this index will give you the number. You have to enumerate, use the enumerate keyword or function to get the index of the list and loop the list with the index. All right, and this inx will return you the index and the country will return you the value inside the list. So you can pause the video here and you can have a look on the code before I run the code. So I'll just correct one string before I run the code list item. Okay, now let's run the code and see the result. So India is on 0, Brazil is on 1 and Japan is on 2, and then the code will be out from third because we have given the condition here. All right, so I hope you understood how to loop on list. Now the next topic is while loop. So here you can see that I have done a dedicated video on while loop. The link is there in the description. You can go and watch it. So here I have just taken a short example for explanation. I'll just explain the code before I run it. So there is a counter variable which we have created and then we are giving a condition that loop should run till this condition. And then we are increasing the counter here. Okay. And then we will pass counter. So this counter will change again and again and accordingly value of name of city will change. Okay, let's try and see the output of this code. Here we go. 1 India, 2 Brazil, 3 Japan. Why it is coming? Because we are doing +1 before. So if I will do this in the end, how the index will come. So you have to understand this complication also. Now 0 India because I was increasing the counter before printing the cities. Okay, now I am increasing the counter after printing the city. So that is the difference between the previous code and this code of while loop. So for append and delete items in a list, I will be using same list. So to perform append and delete is a remove. Okay, so you can see the first I am printing the original list, then I am adding Canada to it, and then after adding Canada, okay, I am printing it once again, and then I am removing Russia from the list, and then I am printing the list once again. Okay, I will take a pause here for 2-3 seconds. You can look at the code. Now I will run the code and let's see the output. So I'll show you the code once, and you can compare the output with. So this is the original list, this print statement, original list. This is after adding Canada, and this is after removing Russia. All right. So let's move on the next. So I will be using same list again to loop in the range. So to loop in the range, we have to give the index, starting index and in the end index. So this is how I'll just run this code and show you. So this is starting from 1. Where is 1? This is 0. India is on 0. Brazil is on 1. And then 2, 3, Russia 4. So if you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It should be 5 elements, but we have only 4 elements here. If I will make it 6, it will go till US, but it should go till here because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is basically the count, and this is the starting index. Okay, so one more thing, if you want to do, like, you can use this count is equals to len. As I told you in my earlier video, the part 1, that len will return the count of all items inside the list. Okay, and then you can use this count here. So it will start from list 1 and it should go till end. So for multiple list example, what I have done is that I have taken two different lists. The first list will be country and the second list will be capital of that particular country. And then I have taken two different item variables. One is country and the another item variable is capital. And then I, in the same sequence, you have to note sequence here in this. So item from this list will go into this variable and item of a second list will go to second variable. So now I have printed both the variables together here. You see one by one. Now let's run this and see the result. So here you can see, just go up. Now you have the code on your screen and you have the output. So you can just have a look, pause the video here. All right, so this is how you can parallelly loop two different lists. Now let's see what is the next point. Here you can see on your screen, like I have a list here and I have another list. So I have combined capital name and country name here. And you have to notice that one country is missing over here in line number 2. So that you have to find out yourself so that you can focus on the code. Okay, and now here is a for loop, and inside for loop I have one more for loop, which means for India I have to loop all these list, and for Brazil also I have to loop for all, and then for each country I have to loop with all items inside list of capitals. Okay, so let us run this once again. Now hope it should be clear to you. So for India, Delhi, it is going in India also, Brazil, Japan, Russia. Okay. So hope it is clear that how the multiple things are running. Now what we want is if capital. So if country in capital, so if you see the India and capital are together. So what we are trying to say is that does India include in this item or not? If India is available, India text or India string or substring is available in this item, then it should be breaked and it should go to next country. Because when we have achieved what we want to achieve, then it should go to next country. So when it will search for Brazil, it will loop till end because the Brazil is available in end. When it will run for Japan, it should not give any result to us. Okay, when it will run for Russia, it should run one, two, three, four times. And when it will run for Kenya, it will run only two times, even if Kenya is on number two. Okay, now let's run and see. So the first point is India, and India is available in this item. So it is breaking on first. And if you see the second country is Brazil, so it is going the second point which we are searching is Kenya Nairobi in the capital. So for Kenya Nairobi, where it is mentioned, Kenya is on this position. It is little complicated, so you might have to watch this video two times and then understand it. Okay, so I will show you the entire list and then I will leave you to think. If you have any query, comment on the video. So you can see here how is this running. And if you want to have a look on the code. So this is how, if you want to watch the video once again, watch it once again and then you will learn it better. Subscribe to the channel for upcoming videos on Python programming and go in the description, check the links of other videos which are on list and other concepts. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. That is a real help for a YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Python concepts. In next video, we are going to discuss about Python dictionaries. So stay connected with us. We will see all these operations in Python dictionaries also and few more. Thank you very much for your time.